Hi, Kaya. How are you doing? Oh yeah. So into you. I'm so weak. Stop letting the mosquitoes in. Yeah, you're still handsome. I was saying you're still handsome. You haven't changed. Okay, sir? Sungore, one winyo sungore, kadara winyo sungore, one winyo sungore, kadano, ae, one winyo sungore, kadano, aha, one winyo sungore, winyo sungore, one winyo sungore, kadano winyo sungore. One winya sungore kadana, aye. One winya sungore, aye. One winya sungore, winya sungore, one winya sungore, sungore, one winya sungore kadana. Oh, one winya sungore kadana. Oh, one winya sungore, winya sungore, winya sungore, winya sungore, one winya sungore kadana. Hey, oh, one winya sungore kadana. Oh, one winya sungore kadana. Hey, Show me what you got. So hi everybody. We are making dinner. So I'm sorry if I can't respond to everyone who's texting me, but thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate everybody that is here. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm always making live stream videos for meal preparation every evening, and I do dance fitness sessions on Saturdays. Yes, today was Saturday. I did one. So thank you to everybody that hopped into that and kept me company. Every other day I do live stream sessions for fitness, and that's basically it. The channel is about fitness, fun, family, and dance. So also there's like the in-between, and in that in-between, maybe one day we can take you around the town, show you how things look like around here, and yeah. But I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. Everybody who just jumped in, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm really trying to grow my channel, and I appreciate you guys. So today we're gonna make some potato fried rice with a side of pan-fried beef. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do for today. Potato fried rice with a side of pan-fried beef. Okay, yeah. So please stick around so you can see the final presentation. Tell us if you can try this at home, if you have tried any of our meals. Keep us engaged basically, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so moving on quick, I have already chopped the potatoes. The next thing I need to do is, of course, I have green bell peppers, tomato, and my onion. Also, always make sure to wash your veggies before you cut them. Yeah, for hygienic reasons. Well, they've come from the farm. The farmer's done his best to bring you healthy veggies. So your duty is to wash before you start cooking. Just wash them, just make sure they are clean. Then the rest can follow. Okay. So I usually like to start by preparing my ingredients, because when I start cooking, I don't want to start rushing into cutting and finding missing things. So it makes my work easier that way to just make them ready, and then yeah, I just basically make everything ready, and then when I start, I'm just like moving along. So yeah, that's my, you can call it my kitchen cooking routine. Yeah, so that's it. That's what we do. That's how we do it. Okay, so just make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Sorry. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. Make sure you're keeping us engaged. We'd like to really hear from you. A lot of people tell us where they are from. And yesterday somebody told us he was from the Caribbean. And that was like a shock to me, because I was like, oh my God, like that is really far. I think it was somewhere called Grenada. I was in shock, honestly, because I felt like sometimes YouTube wasn't pushing a lot of my video content, my live stream content. And when this person says they are watching me from far, like basically when people tell me where they're watching me from, I start to like do the calculations in my head. I'm like, oh my, that is really far, you know? You start to think about it, like really do the calculation in your head, and you're like, oh my Lord, like it's really far. So I appreciate everybody that is always watching my videos, always jumping into the live stream. When you tell us where you're from, when you tell us how you find out this channel, maybe something like that. Just basically keeping us engaged, okay? So yeah. Yeah, so have you guys ever tried any of our meals? Have you tried cooking? Or you guys don't like cooking at all? You just like when somebody is making the food. You don't want to burn in the kitchen. You don't want to burn your fingers. Yeah. So have you guys tried making any of our meals? Anything at all? Or have you improvised in your menus at home? How you cook? What you add in the meals? Anything like that? We would really like to hear that from you guys. We would really like to hear that from you. And also, like, if anybody like is interested in the recipe for any meal, you can let us know, so we can like reach out to you directly, stuff like that. So yeah, we can actually give you a plan of how we make our meals. Yes, we can discuss that on the side. Okay, so basically I try to use the simplest ingredients while I'm making my food, because sometimes I understand that there are things that you can't find everywhere in the world. Like, you can't just walk around every corner of the world and find the same things, you know? So I try to make my ingredients the simplest, like those things that cannot be missing in a kitchen. That is what I use, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna set this aside. Okie dokie. Oopsie doopsie, yes, little oopsie. Nope. Okay. Next thing is my onions. So basically for this potato fried rice, it's just cooked together, so you have to have everything ready to go. And since my potatoes are the ones who are starting, that's why I started by cutting my potatoes. I peeled them, I cut them. I personally don't like cooking my potatoes with the skin, because I find that it's hard to chew, and even like the skin deep fried potatoes, I don't like them. I'm sorry. If anybody likes them, that's okay. But like personally, I find that they like stick around and they linger in your mouth. And no matter how many times you chew, it's very hard to crush them, and they're constantly just stuck there. You're like, so what do I do? Do I spit them out? You know? So yeah, if there's something that somebody likes, I'm happy for them, but I'm not one of those people. So yeah. Okay, so I'll cut my onions as well. I'm just gonna set them aside. Yep. Just to create space, because this is how you should be doing it. So You can see they're all lining up here, waiting for the next train. The next thing I need to do is decide these two, which one is bigger. Okay, I think this is, so what I'm going to use, and then I can keep the rest for tomorrow. Babe, are you reading the comment section? Somebody is saying, I saw a roach. I'm like, where? Can you ask them where? In their house or here? Or are they awake or they're sleeping? So I usually like to blend my tomatoes, and yes, so I find this easier because when you don't blend them, the skin is always lingering, making a string, you know. Hi, Linda. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to fry my potatoes because I need the outside crust to be a bit harder so that it doesn't soak up when I'm cooking it with the rice. And that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I just place the pan on the heat, and we're going to move on to the next things. Alright. Okie dokie. Alright, so when I'm done with my tomatoes and bell peppers, I just put them in a container like this, and then I put them in the fridge. They don't like spoil or anything like that. So I would recommend that. So while we wait for my pan to heat up, we're just going to cut this off from the grater. I don't know what you guys call it, but I know it's called a grater, so because it's used to grate carrots, stuff like that. So this is the part that I'm using for tomatoes. It's also basically the part that I always use for almost everything. Cheese, tomatoes. There was a point I was even grating onions, so I use the same part as well. That's also another great way of making sure like your tomatoes and your onions don't like fight for string position, like to be stringy in your meal. So this is my method. You guys can try it if you'd like to. Okay. So I'm just gonna check my pan is heated. It's hot. Is it hot enough to put the potatoes? No. You need them to heat up just a little bit more. So the oil that I use here, I'm gonna use it again to cook, so I don't waste it. I'm gonna use it to cook the rice with the potatoes all together. Yeah. Then I'm giving my potatoes another final rinse. You see, when I test it with the water, it doesn't go pop, so I know it's not ready. Okay. Sometimes I do that and then I find out that I turned on the wrong stove part. So I did the right part, but it still hasn't heated up yet. It will tell us when it's ready so we can continue. In the meantime, I'm going to wash off this. Then I'm going to just start with my beef because I know this is not going to take long. Yes. Rice actually cooks like under 20 minutes and it's 20 minutes max. So if ever you're wondering how long it takes to cook rice, it's 20 minutes. Yes, and if anybody's wondering if I've tested that, I have. Yes, I have. I have tested how long it takes to cook rice. So under 20 minutes. Maximum 20 minutes, but not beyond that. Unless you're not cooking rice, you're just making some. Yeah, it's trying to heat up, but we're not going to waste time waiting for it. So also every time I use anything in the kitchen, I just make sure that I rinse it before I'm done, because when I do that, I am saving myself time and energy for when I'm done and I'm exhausted. So I'm usually just rinsing things around. Everything that I've used, I clean it, I put it aside. Yeah. And for my chopping board, I use opposite sides for different things. So I use one side for the beef and one side for the veggies. Completely opposite direction. So this is the part that I use for the veggies. This is what I use for the beef. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for understanding. Yes. Okay, I think now it's close. Let's see. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. that I keep repeating here is about making rice. If you're cooking, maybe let's say 1 cup of rice, your water has to be like double the size you used to measure the rice. So let's say, for example, you're cooking 1 cup of rice, right? The water you're going to put in the pot is going to be 2 cups. 2 cups for 1 cup of rice. So if it's 2 cups of rice, then it's 4 cups of water. Basically, it's double the size of rice. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So moving forward, we're going to wash the rice after we measure it. And being that tomorrow is a weekend, and we don't like making lunch, yeah, so we just going to make enough for today and lunch, for dinner and lunch, okay? So I'm going to use 2 cups of rice. Okay, that's it. Then we're going to set this aside. And set this aside because we're done with this. Then we're going to wash our rice in water, and then we're going to sieve it while we put it in the mix together. Okay, I hope that's understandable for everybody. All right. So the spice that I like to use for rice is usually cumin, and I have my grinded cumin. It's still like whole cumin, if you can see. It's completely like cumin seed, it's not grinded or whatever. So I came from Kenya with this. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to use this for the rice and mix the whole thing. It actually has a nice aroma attached to the rice. It's really nice. Remember, I don't want my potatoes to actually like cook completely. I just need them to turn brown or like show a sign of they're half cooked. Yeah, then I can put them with the rice together and get on with the meal. So, what we are doing now, we're just turning them around so they don't burn on one side and forget the other side. Yes. That's all we are doing. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Basically, I'm just turning them over. Another year, another crisis, ingawa sikilizi tena sasa na mafuta au hawezi sasa mwenyewe. It is hot. It's hot actually in this town today. Like, they're still sending their alerts for watch out, don't be outside cutting some fire on, starting a fire. Yeah. It is extremely hot. And outdoor activities are like, people just prefer to do them past 7 or starting from 7. Basically when the sun has gone down. Yeah, so I would cook my rice in this pot, but I'm not sure it would be enough, so I'm gonna change the pot, okay, to another pot. I'm gonna change the meal to another bigger pot, which is this one, okay, because I don't want the rice to deprive the potatoes of water, or the potatoes to deprive the rice of water, okay? So that's why we're using a bigger pot, because we need sufficient space for the rice and the potatoes to balance. Yes, it's starting to give that nice potato fries kind of smell, you know, the one you can't resist when you're passing by any of your fast food joints, that one, yeah. That is the aroma it is starting to give. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to warm up, then I'm gonna take off my potatoes from the pan, so that, yes. So basically I don't want them to actually roast too much. I just want them to prove to me they are cooked halfway. Yes. So you have to just keep turning them. And alternatively, like if you have like a lot of oil, you can just deep fry them, and then take them out. Yeah. Basically it's like you're blanching them, but you need them to turn brown, because when they turn brown, they're going to be protected and not melt up in the rice water. And they won't also take too much water from the rice and deprive the rice of cooking. So yeah. Some potato fried rice. Yeah. Would you try this though? Like, would you try to cook this? Or you find it crazy? You know, sometimes people say, this is so complicated. It's not. It's actually not. Since I started cooking the potato fried rice like this, they stopped soaking up, they stopped melting in my meals, they were just perfect. Perfecto. Okay? Don't you disrespect my lover. Tonight I don't want no drama. So the kind of heat that is actually currently happening here is the kind that if you just sit under some tree, you might pass out and just find yourself sleeping. I mean, I'm in the house and I'm constantly like passing out, and I'm like, what is happening? What is actually happening, you know? So it's actually very hot. So now I'm gonna turn this down because it wasn't too much. Oopsie doopsie. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I feel like it wasn't really there. Oh, okay. So, Fatmata says, what are you cooking? Fatmata, I am cooking some, I'm cooking some potato fried rice with a side of veggies, with a side of beef, sorry, a side of beef. Potato fried rice with a side of beef. Okay? Just stick out for that, stick around for that, and then you'll see. Keyboard warrior still typing. And we have a situation heavy fighting. And I'm a bigger already so much time. So basically I don't need my onions to turn brown. I just need them to soak in the oil. Okay? I basically just need them to soak in the oil, not like cook or anything like that. So the next thing I'm going to put is the green bell peppers. Also, you can still put this in the end when the rice is almost done. Also, the same thing with the green bell peppers is I just need them to soak in. The next thing I'm going to add is my tomatoes that I already grated. Okay, So, touch. Right. So the next thing I'm gonna add is some salt because I need my to cook my mix to cook faster. Salt is always easy to soften the tomatoes so they don't take longer. Yeah. Yeah, so the salt is fine, but I'm waiting for it to like cook a little bit, soften up a bit. So that is what we just did there. In the meantime, I'm gonna pour some water into my rice, wash it, rinse it, separate it from the water. All this you're just doing for hygiene reasons, so don't think about it too much. Like, why are you washing your rice? You never wash your rice, blah 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 blah. No, it's just hygienic reasons, that's all. Okay. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna add is my rice because my tomatoes are now cooked, they're boiling. Yeah, the paste is fine, they're boiling, so I'm just gonna add my rice. Just gonna turn it a bit, just to mix it up. Okay, so now it's mixed. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna add your potatoes. Remember them? Yeah, just add them. But also don't forget your water. You're supposed to put 4 glasses. And since you have potatoes in there, you're going to just add like half a glass because this is to ensure that the potatoes don't take the water that was meant for the rice. Okay, so that's 2. And my jug is out of water. Also, if you also want your rice to cook faster, like you can always cook it with boiled water or warmed water. That's 3. And this is the 4th one. You can cook it with boiled water, and I was supposed to add just a little bit, like a quarter, for the potatoes because they're half cooked. You can always cook it with boiled water or warmed water. Like I, for example, am using some hot tap water to cook. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to try and see is, did my salt really make it? Did we? Okay. Well, it's slightly farther, so I'm just going to add a little bit, like a tiny, mini, more drop. Okay, like a very tiny pinch. I hope that's tiny enough. Something about rice, when you cook it, the more the water dries out, the more the salt comes back. So you really have to be careful with salt. and rice, especially like rice that is mixed with other things. Yeah, you don't want it to be like tasty enough, because that means that when the water reduces, you're gonna feel the salt is higher than what you actually tasted in the water. So just be careful with that. The next thing I'm gonna do is add my spice, the cumin. Okay, so here you can add cumin, you can add anything you like, you can add black pepper, whatever you like into the mix. It's completely up to you at this point, but I only use cumin because I like the smell of cumin in rice. So I'm going to take just like half a spoon. I'm going to sprinkle it on top of my meal. Also, I'm being very economical with my cumin because it came from far and I don't want it to run out. Yeah. So you just set it aside. We're done with that. Alright. Right there. So now you can choose to cover it or not. Completely up to you. But once the water has reduced below the rice, you need to reduce the heat gradually, slowly until like it completely dries. Otherwise it's going to start burning from the bottom before it actually dries out. I hope that's understandable. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is my beef, and before that I need to clean up everything that I've used just to make things easier for me and the next meal. Okay. Yep. Usually I do this because I don't need to do it again when I'm done cooking and everything is a mess. So I have been defreezing my beef in the oven, so I'm just going to take it out and lay it to rest. Oh, hello there. How are you? Yeah, I feel like it has melted enough and it's actually good. So if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're always doing live stream for fitness every single day of the week, and on Saturday I rest from the gym, so I do dance fitness sessions at home, and every evening I do live cooking sessions. So if any of those three is something that you're interested in or something that you would enjoy to watch, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe to our channel, keep us engaged, tell a friend to tell a friend, you know, just basically supporting us in any way that you can. Okay? Thank you. So while we wait for that to happen, I'm going to just finish up these dishes and I'm done with them. And then we're going to start chopping the beef. I need them to be like steak-like slices, but smaller than steaks. So like thin, round slices. Because I'm just going to only pan fry them. I'm not making a stew out of it. I'm not doing anything extra, okay? Basically, it's like pan fried instead of grilling, you know? Yeah, if I had like a pan that has a grill, it would be nice, but I haven't gotten one yet. In the process. Still waiting. It's an undelivered package. just like that, we're done. We're gonna move on to the beef cutting, okay? So everybody that is saying hi to me, hi. I'm sorry I can't respond to all the messages because I'm currently held up, but thank you so much for keeping me engaged. Yeah, so let's go ahead and cut this beef. Yep. Mm. I don't need it to like spill all over. I need it to just contain itself so I can do the spilling myself. So now that we've cut that, let's just go ahead and slice it up. Then we can wash it and move on to the next. There are so many stickers. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it like depending on how far it has defrozen on the beef. And be careful not to slice your finger or something. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm gonna use this. I feel like this is enough. I don't know. Not enough, too bad. Also be sure to pay attention to your rice, because usually the rice that is being cooked with like veggies or something mixed up, they tend to stick together a lot. Okay? I'm gonna wrap this with cling film. Okay, so it's actually smelling amazing in here, okay? I think the cumin is doing its work, really doing a lot of work. Also, I feel like I need to add just a little bit because the beef eaters in this house are not joking. They're not joking about the beef. I'm just going to dump that paper because it has done its work. the rest like this. You should always wrap your beef when you put it in the fridge to avoid the spread of bacteria and stuff like that. Yeah, it's the best way to leave it in the fridge. Don't just dump it like you're the butcher. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this beef in my sink, in my tub. Make sure you're washing yours as well. So I'm running water because it's not always safe to just wash it in one place. There's a lot of bacteria around. I'm going for the stripes. Okay. I'm even doing stripes because I can call them fish fingers in that state. Usually we have somebody who responds to the comments, but today they're busy, so I guess I can't respond because I'm held up, but I will go through the comment section maybe while we wait for the meal, and I'll probably just respond to everybody, and I'm sorry if I can't do it now. Okay. You keep a brush so you'll be that side.
Hello.
Sure. Okay, nice. So I'm just gonna put this back. So this is ready. Our rice has reduced. The water has gone slightly below, yes, and it's still not sticking at the bottom, which is a good sign. And none of our potatoes have soaked up or melted or anything. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep it around this heat level for the next 5 minutes max, and then I'm going to turn it slightly down so that it doesn't actually start burning from the bottom. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is deal with this beef. We're going to add some salt, some black pepper. You can add any other spice that you'd like. Maybe you want to add some cinnamon, I don't know. Maybe you want to add some mixed spice, I don't know, but like I'm just gonna do something that is available, and that is basically available to most people. The salt, the black pepper, and I'm just gonna add the mixed spice just because I have it, but salt and black pepper is completely okay. Alright, so yeah. And I want the crunchy one, the black pepper. I want the black pepper that is crunchy. So yes, this is just me. Salt and pepper would have been just fine. Yes, I'm thinking of whether to use this pan or not, because sometimes it's just disappointing. But let's go. Let's see where this takes us. So today I'm really trying to keep my meal as simple as possible. If you're one of those people who want to use maybe barbecue sauce or something like that, like after you're done with this, you're okay to add that. But for me today, I just want to keep it very dry. Like my tongue, my taste buds are literally craving something plain and simple. So that's what I'm going for today. Okay. Yeah, I actually need to separate my meat from the water that it's melting. Yeah, so I'm just gonna place them here like one by one. Add some salt, add some pepper, and then lay them on the pan to just do their thing without interference or anything. Okay, that's what we're doing. Almost dropped that one. Yeah, so you just need to make them in an open pattern where everybody is going to receive the salt, the pepper, and everything in between. Okay, so like this is going to be a bit of a fight, but it's fine. So on my 5 minutes mark, my rice has actually reduced further, and I still feel like it's a lot of water. And since it hasn't started like burning from the bottom or drying up, I've decided to give it 5 more minutes extra. Okay. So also when you see me turning it with a wooden spoon, I'm not mixing it like this. I'm basically dipping it on the side, on the walls, pushing it down, then pushing it in the middle like this. Basically scooping it from the bottom and up just to mix it up, because if you do this, you're going to kind of mash it, and we don't want that. Salt, check. Just gonna do that. Like I said, today I'm craving something simple, something basic, something not complicated or anyway. I'm not saying any of my meals are complicated, but today my tongue just wants that, plain, nothing more. Okay, so I hope it all goes well and I don't regret it on the table, which I rarely do, but yeah. So always just make a tiny drop of oil when you're doing your pan fried beef. Not so much, just a tiny bit, because you actually need to see the beef actually turning. And I'm gonna add some mixed pepper, like from a very far distance. Not so much, just like that, just to give it a bit of color, because it's basically what it's going to do. And I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm trying to be really, really careful on both sides. Okay? That is the sound you want to hear. I'm adding a tiny bit of everything on the back. I hope you guys can see that. The black pepper is already on one side. Also the part I'm putting on the pan is the part that has actually the spices. So yeah, don't be confused on that. Very simple meal, very simple recipe. You can't miss this, okay? You can't manage this, okay? So you're just laying them, and the parts that are spiced up are the parts that are facing the pan on the bottom, okay? So yeah, this is what we do. And my rice has started reducing, so I'm gonna move from a 6 to a 5. Gradually reducing the heat, gradually. I'm actually out of space on the pan, so I'm going to take a step back with this one, and I'm going to wait for the others to actually move so we can like pan them. And it's like a small portion, so it's not a big deal. You don't have to worry much about that. A bit of more salt. That's it. We're done with the spices. Remember, if you're using salt and black pepper, it's fine. I use salt, black pepper, and a mixed spice, but salt and black pepper is completely fine. Because initially, that was literally what I was going for. Very plain taste, very normal, nothing complicated on my tongue. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to flip them. I love the look of this. Guys, it's amazing. It's gonna make such a final nice look on the presentation. It's going to be fire. Another thing that I need you guys to also know, I'm not going to cook them here until they're completely done because I don't want to kind of dry them up. So I'm just going to put them back in, I'm going to remove them after they have come to the, they're like burned on both sides. I'm going to put them in the oven so that they can cook with the moisture, like inside can get cooked because I don't do medium rare steaks and whatever. So yeah. Just to give you a heads up, that's what you're going to do. And make sure when you're flipping them, you're not messing up with how they look. Yeah, they look amazing. They're giving me exactly what I was going for. Make sure you're not messing them up. Like you're not mixing them or like messing with the spices and how they are sitting on them. Yeah, just a simple flip. Straight way for the others. So remember from here, I'm going to take them to the oven. Don't forget that part. Yeah? Don't forget that part. They look amazing. I feel benefited with what I was going for and what I got. Okay? Okay, so remember with our rice, yeah, it's not burning, but we need to keep turning the heat down. So I have moved from a 5 to maybe a 3. Yeah, so for now, I'm going to start removing some of them because the space is limited, and remember, I don't want them to dry up. I just need them to fit outside. Yes, and make sure they have turned the same color on both sides. They're kind of supposed to give that grill look. Yeah. So, make sure you're checking on both sides. If they haven't turned the way you want them to, don't move them, don't remove them. Just be sure to get what you're looking for, and yeah. So since it's kind of running down here, we're going to remove the bloody part of the beef. Remember, this was the reason why I said we need to add a bit of oil. Yeah, so that's what I did there. Okay. So now we need to start adding the ones that were remaining outside because these ones are done. And for me, I'm sure they're like some sort of medium rare or something, and I don't do medium rare, okay? I'm scared. I'm scared of the medium rare, and as long as beef is not cooked or I still see blood, for me that is not well done. That is not cooked enough. Okay, I just freak out. So we need them to go in together. So I need to kind of reduce the heat for this so it doesn't burn too much. Okay. Remember, when I put them in the oven, it's just going to be for a few minutes. It's not like a whole time. Remember, they're already cooked. They just need to, like, the middle part, I need to be sure it's well done. Okay. So basically I've completely turned off the heat because for me that was enough and they're good. Next thing is putting them in my oven. I just need to oil this a little bit just to make it easier for them. Not that they need the oil, no they don't. Yes. And then I'm going to just place the remaining ones as well. They have also done the job, they have worked hard. They have completed the task. Yes, that was what we were going for, and it's what we got. So, for my rice, it's still drying, it's still reducing, but I'm gonna go to a 2 for the heat, for the cooking heat. So I'm gonna go for a 2. I've moved from a 3, a 4 to a 2. So I'm just gonna place this here carefully on the oil. Basically, anybody else would eat them like this, but not me, because I am scared that they might not be completely done on the middle part. I'm going to put it in the oven for like maybe 10 minutes or so. Yeah. I also just need to turn on the oven. So 150. Okay. Yeah, and how I know they're not completely done is because their juices is still coming out, and when the juice is coming out, it means they are softer in the middle. So there's a little bit of oil on top again. Not too much, it's enough. And then we're just gonna set it in the, for like maybe less than 10 minutes. Let's see that. Place it on the max. So in the next 10 minutes, we are serving. Please don't stay with us. We are serving in the next 10 minutes. So yeah, that's something that you guys should stick around really for and watch how the food moves from raw material to the actual meal. Yeah, and for those that are here, please don't forget to subscribe. And we're always doing live stream cooking every evening. We're doing fitness live stream every single day. And on Saturday, we rest from the gym. And when I do that, I do dance fitness on Saturdays at home. So yeah, this is something that I love doing, just basically for fitness. Keeps you active, it keeps you moving, feel motivated. If you are tired, if you've been doing, maybe you've been thinking about starting to go to the gym and you don't have the confidence to, then maybe you can always tune in when we are live at the gym, and you may follow through what we're doing, exercises for the day, you know, because a lot of people, sometimes feel like going to the gym or starting is hard. They don't have a trainer. They don't know what to exercise. Basically, you just want to be active, and you just don't want your body to just like get exhausted or inactiveness, and then you start feeling like you are not motivated to go out, you're not motivated to wear your favorite clothes or something like that. So it's basically all I do it for fitness, for motivation. For somebody who's been thinking about, I'm gonna join the gym, and like they're saying I am far, maybe I'm far, maybe gym is expensive where I am, So it's a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't go to the gym. And for this reason, I'm just telling you, you can tune into our live streams, and you can always tune into our live stream and keep up the story, follow up with us, watch, exercise from home. Sometimes I do like a lot of exercises that actually don't require any weights at all. You don't require any weight lifting at all, and you're still active, you're still sweating, your body will thank you. And yeah, so fitness is a whole range of things that you can actually do. Okay, so guys, I just need you to stay motivated. Like, our bodies are not always going to be young, they're not always going to be strong, but when we finally can't depend on ourselves, we should be strong enough to not be like needing help all the time by other people. Come do this for me. If they don't do your stuff, you're not moving, you can't help yourself, there's nobody around to help you. I just don't like when I see people feeling helpless. It's not a good look. Yeah, so for me, I have started this fitness journey, and I hope you join it too. Okay, I hope you join it too. I hope you feel motivated too. Okay, it can be something as simple as just dancing at home and you're sweating. I always enjoy my dance sessions because as long as I'm sweating, I know I'm doing something, because there's no way I'm going to sweat if I'm doing nothing. I mean, I've seen a lot of people go to the gym, they just come in, they take pictures, they go out. They post them on social media. I literally did not see them lift anything. Yeah, like you look at social media and you're like, oh my God, she works out, she does this. No, she doesn't. She just went to the gym, took a picture, walked out. For no reason at all. Or somebody just at the gym, they're doing exercises that are not like adding up to anything. They don't want to sweat, they don't want to work hard, lift hard, like they don't want any of that. And then they say, I go to the gym and nothing changes. I go to the gym and nothing changes. I'm tired, I'm not gonna go to the gym anymore. It shouldn't be like that, guys. Consistency, and you also have to be consistent. Like you have to be, every day you are dedicated to go no matter what. And there's nothing better like a day you didn't feel like working out and you actually went to the gym. Those are my best days. There's a lot of days that I feel like I don't want to go, and then the time starts moving. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going, okay. It's just consistent. It's not like I feel like going to the gym every day, but I still do go, I still go. I still tell myself I'm gonna go. So it's just consistency. You'll start seeing the changes. You'll start feeling lighter. Like sometimes I do some exercise and I jump, and I actually find myself jumping a bit higher, and I'm like, who is this girl? Who is this woman, So yeah, it's because I've been consistent and my body is actually telling me you're light. Yeah, I know a lot of you see me and they're like, oh, you have too much muscle. You look like a man. A lot of people actually are mean to me like that. You look like a man. Why are you working out? Why are you recording in a public gym? And you shouldn't let such people bother you. People are raised different. A lot of us were raised to be kind to others, but it's opposite for other people. I don't know who told them it's okay to be mean and rude to people you don't know and judge people you don't know, but I wasn't raised like that, so be kind. You don't know where somebody has come from, you don't know how long it has taken them to get the body that they're working on, but you're just busy there insulting them, calling them names, telling them they will never be anything, It's not nice. But yeah, guys, like you can start your journey from home. Basically, that's all I'm saying. start your journey from home, start where you're comfortable, and then work your way up. Okay? So just work your way up. I know not everybody has the confidence to just walk out of the house and say, I'm going to the gym today. Yeah, and also at the gym, you'll find some idiots. They just look at people, they laugh, you know, they look at you, they laugh, they are like, you'll never change, you're too big or you're too tiny, you'll never gain any muscle. You know, there are a lot of people who are like that. Don't be those people, okay? So, like I said, I have turned off my heat. My rice is done. It's not burning on the bottom. I can hear it from here. So, just to be safe, I'm going to put it on a separate source of heat. Stove top. So, and then I can wipe here. Be careful when you're wiping, because for me, this is just me finishing up the work at once. And by now, I think my steak is fine. I think it has cooked enough. So we are going to do our favorite part, guys, the serving. Please don't leave. Please stick around so you can see this. Okay. So my steak is ready. My rice, fried potato is ready. The next thing is we are going to serve. Don't leave. It's nicely done. I'm sure now it's cooked, completely cooked, because that's what I want. Completely cooked, okay? My rice is also done. So you see how when you do your things all together, you finish up together as well? Yeah, that's what we're always aiming for. So my rice still looks nice. Actually, a lot of people in Kenya cook their rice like this. So it's not like some special recipe. I know when they see this, they're gonna be like, mchele waru ndo unaambia watu ati some potato fried rice. Yes, guys, ni mchele waru, okay? Yes. People are gonna be like, mchele waru ndo unaambia watu hapa sijui ati potato fried rice. Yes, it's that mchele waru that I'm making. It's the mchele waru that I'm teaching other people to make. I know Kenyans already know how to make this meal, but let others learn too, please, guys. Tafadhali, okay? So, I'm going to plate our babies over here very nicely. Very nicely. And Kenyans love their meat as well. Kenyans love their meat. Kenyans love their nyama choma. You know, they love their beef stews. Beef stew and rice. Beef stew. There was a time this person posted on social media. It was actually on X. He had been ordering food from like a restaurant within and like sending the messages to the person who's bringing them food, and constantly he got to a point where he was only ordering beef and rice, beef stew and rice, and somebody asked him, so you tasted beef stew and rice and you never wanted to go back? It was so funny, but it's true. Beef stew and rice is actually nice. You should try it. I think I've made it some time back here. Yeah. So you should try that. Okay, guys, so this is our meal. It's not a lot, but you can see that it's also not little. It looks amazing, guys. Remember, food is like art. You just need to know what goes with what and how. Food is literally art. The same way you do your makeup and you change the shading and the foundation and all that, food is the same thing. So this is what we've made today: some potato fried rice with some pan fried beef. Okay, so I pan fried them with salt, pepper, and a bit of mixed spice. Yes, and then because I just wanted it to turn brown on both sides and I wasn't sure it is done in the middle part, I took that and I placed them in the oven for like 10 minutes at 250 max of heat, and then I took them out. So this is what we have. Isn't it amazing? I know they look like some plantain, but they're not. So yeah, this is what we have today. This is what we are having today for dinner. I hope you can try this meal. It's actually the simplest thing I've ever made, consisting of two things completely. Like, I always make veggies on the side, but now my veggies joined my rice in the mix, and This is what we get. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you can continue supporting us by subscribing. You can always hop in when we're doing these live streams. Okay, I hope you can completely join us sometimes when we're doing anything else. And every single day, you're always here. And I thank you so much. For everybody that have subscribed, thank you so much. For everybody that haven't, please do subscribe. I'm really trying to grow my channel. And I hope you're enjoying these meals. And I also hope like you guys would actually be tempted to try any of these meals at home and tell us how you find them. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Should we stop cooking other meals and cook others, you know? So tell us what you're thinking. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye. And have a good night. Bye. Yeah, take a final look before I end the live. Okay, ciao.